everyone, and welcome back to Write Your Narrative. We are today live again from the Peter Tony Experience here in Wynwood Walls. What a location, what a gallery. So many inspiring words around us. And this is what the street art is. Graffiti, all those scribble on the wall. So today, once again, we have two amazing guests. And I have my co-host today, Mr. Ryan, who's with us. Thank you so much again, Ryan, for joining us.
Honored to be here again. It gives me great motivation for waking up early. Really excited to see who we have on today's podcast. Because as much as I think I know, there's so much that I don't know. And this is quite a pleasure
and a lot they're going to be sharing with us and our listeners. So I'm sure. So we have Miss Sophie Mess, who's coming from England.
Yeah.
And who is a part of that beautiful Icon Wynwood Walls series this year. Every year, Wynwood Walls, they refresh, they repaint some of the walls.
Nothing sacred.
No, nothing secret. But some people...
They painted over the Banksy stencil.
Ugh. They do.
It's a crime against our history.
But so we have Sophie Mess, who flew a couple of days ago.
Yes.
And
here I am.
Amazing wall here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is so great for you to bring your art here. We need something that vibrant.
Yeah, you had a challenging corner as well.
That too.
I mean,
how did that go? Did you know what you were signing yourself up for?
I did know that it was the corner, but I didn't know quite how complex it was. And yeah, I just thought it was a corner,
Right.
There's like 4 no. So yeah, it was tricky. But actually now that I've done it, I'm like, I love that it's in that corner because you walk in and it's like, ooh, and because it's in a corner, it sort of catches your eye straight away because it's there. But because it's a corner, it kind of like sucks you in almost to that.
Yeah, and that corner has had some very powerful ladies who painted it previously, following Kayla May, Audrey Kawasaki, sitting up there, and you were using spray paint. Yeah, Audrey was up there with little brushes.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite time consuming. I do miss the ones when Interesting Koski had those brushes, but that's the beauty of this work.
And we need to introduce our second guest.
Very inspiring.
Who's a Miami girl. This is what the Talking of the World has been. This is what I want to do with this podcast. It's to shine a little light on our artists. I mean, we have here in Miami an amazing art and street art community.
She's one of the best of the best.
Thank you so much what
you
were doing to this community.
Thank you.
And the walls are getting bigger and bigger.
Both ladies are leveling up.
Well, since we
literally leveling up.
It's really cold now.
Yeah, the one you're doing now is so big.
What
How
a
big is it?
challenging wall you have this year.
I think it's
second.
9 stories tall.
9 stories tall.
It's definitely a dream come true. I mean, to do a wall that big in Wynwood on a swing stage in Wynwood, in the middle of the street art capital of the world, it's definitely a dream come true. And I just want to do a good job and make everyone proud.
Oh my.
You're adding to the skyline.
awesome.
They're going to see it for miles away.
Yeah.
And the beauty is that walls of that caliber live.
Yes, they
Your
live.
only enemy
thankfully.
is the weather, so I hope you have a
Yeah.
nice coating on top of that.
I've had so many walls die, so many walls that didn't even get to live. So I'm just so grateful this one's gonna live, and I'm definitely keeping that in mind. We're gonna clear
Even the
coat
fire
it.
extinguishers can't get that high. Good luck.
Hopefully not.
Is this your tallest wall?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Nice stories.
It is
Tallest,
huge.
biggest wall. Thank you.
It's awesome. It's looking so good.
You're gonna calm down then. And then Wynwood walls these days?
Every day. That's my goal. If I get a wall in Wynwood Walls, then I made it. Mama,
Might as well
I made it.
Be just above Wynwood
But
wall.
until then, we're going to paint
I'll
that
be down there
wall,
pretty
and
soon.
that wall, and that wall, and that wall.
Fortunately, nothing is going to be built in front of the wall either. Part of the wall is blocked by an energy reserve, it's a federal energy reserve. So at least I know it won't ever get blocked by another building.
Oh, yeah.
That's another
Because there's
And-
who knows what building is going to come up next,
Faces north. So it's going to get
no sun.
very little sun.
And lucky for you, painting
Still might get a
too.
little
Fits.
in the summertime, but not much.
The weather's incredible right now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
We
Yeah.
are so blessed.
Perfect.
This is some of the best weather we've had. this
Perfect
time in a
painting
while.
weather.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully it stays this way.
It does. You got the little cold last night.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't want to say cold. I want to say cold.
Yeah.
Or Miami last night, it was like a little chilly. But anyway, so
Not for me, not chilly for me.
not chilly for you.
I love
You're
snow.
right at home.
I love snow behind, so
Oh,
you know,
no.
this is great. Jacket weather, that's still warm for me.
So talking about Wynwood Walls, and you've been introduced to this art community, to this Miami art community. How do you feel about the reception of the people here?
I mean, it's mind blowing to be a part of Wynwood Walls. Honestly, truly, like the biggest privilege, the biggest honor, and I still don't feel like it's all gonna hit home until I get home. I'm like, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe I was part of that. So, just to be here painting is just like an absolute dream come true. So, that's. Yeah, just incredible. But then when you actually get here and the welcoming of everyone that works here and the community, you guys, everyone, it's just been incredible. I can't believe how friendly everyone is and how welcoming everyone is. And
Yeah, and with a guy like Uncle Troy setting it all up, it's a breeze, dude. You walk right in, you provide the talent.
I don't have to think about a thing. I don't have to have, other than my wall, like my brain can stay at the wall and everything else is covered. And that is the nicest
in a
thing.
mural project, that's probably one of the best things that could possibly happen during the project.
Because it means you can fully just focus and like be totally absorbed in what you're doing, and you don't have to consider anything else. Or if you needed anything extra, you know, yeah, literally. And people are constantly, people are like, "Can I help you? Can I get you anything?" I'm like, I'm good, but it feels great to be asked all the time. Like, so it's so unbelievably well looked after, and yeah, just amazing.
So for us, having two female artists on the panel today, this is something incredible. So how's your art received? You travel, you paint a lot in England, so where you're from originally. I guess you started in England and then traveled in Europe.
Yeah.
No, I saw that you painted in France too.
Yeah, I
How did
painted
you-
a lot in Europe.
What's the road look like to pave to get to the Wynwood Walls? How did you?
I mean, I guess it's literally, I'm still blowing my mind. I don't know how. It's just like someone made a mistake. I get obviously no, but no. I guess the journey's different for every single person, and yeah. So I painted a lot in Europe, and I've done a lot of the bigger street art festivals in Europe, but this is my first mural in the States. So
Fantastic.
Wow.
yeah. So this
Starting
is
off strong.
And that's one of the things I love about the curation at the walls is that sometimes they bring out artists you may have never heard of.
Yeah.
And to not only introduce me to someone that's making waves globally, but also allowing that opportunity for the first time coming out here.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of years ago, Dave from Spain, that was his first time coming to the States. And so, you kind of see that in just that reception and how you, take it in, because during the year, it's not like this at all. It's like the Wild West, man. It's, but we work all year just to get to this week.
Yeah.
That's
Big week.
So how long are you going to be in town? Do you get to
So-
hit the sand? Do you get to take the time to go to the actual water?
Oh my
Because
gosh.
here you can actually jump in the water
Yeah.
in December.
What? That's
Epic.
crazy.
Some people.
Yeah, no. So I've got a whole another week now to just. So I finished the wall yesterday. I've got a whole week to really soak everything up and check out everything, look at all the art, go to the beach.
Right, because
See a
Wynwood
bit of-
Walls is just one project taking place here in Wynwood. There's
Exactly.
every
So
you
much.
turn. Nico, what other kind of projects are you working on? I know you probably have a full menu. I saw another restaurant corner popping up, and
So it's a
Tell us
project
about
we've
that.
been working on for a while, and it just so happened that I have two different big projects going on right now. One for Win House, which is the one on the swing stage, and then another one for a new vegan Mexican restaurant called Ja Ja Ja, or Ha Ha Ha. It's delicious. They have locations in New York, and I'm painting all three sides of it. It's featuring indigenous food, the food that inspired the restaurant. And also I feature a portrait of a local indigenous cultural leader, Cecilia. She is the leader of the Amayalco. They promote Mexican indigenous culture, so Aztec, Mayan culture, mainly danza. So I did a portrait of her to honor her and put a spotlight on her and the work that they do there at the Amayal Co. here in Miami.
Yeah, I love how you throw so much passion and thought and, you know, community into a commission work for just another taco spot. Which, to put it lightly, you can't throw a rock in Wynwood without hitting a place that sells tacos. It's like it's like I got to start doing taco tours and do it every Tuesday too.
It is a little different, at least. It's vegan.
I love
so,
that.
and it's
Love that.
delicious. I'm not vegan. I used to be for a long time, but
vegan
even
food's still delicious.
even if
and
you're
it can
not,
still
you
be
can still enjoy it for sure. We're also doing a wall on the back of the building. They're allowing us to do a little girls graffiti production. So I have friends locally that are active in the streets throughout the whole year, and I just wanted to bring us all together and do a fun wall and just hang out and make something really cute. It's very cute. Yeah, we're working on that one this week on the back of the building.
Yeah, I saw the sketch laid out when I rode my bike into the neighborhood.
Cool. I need to check it out.
And yeah, I didn't have time to pull over and check it out, but that's the best thing about being here at this time is witnessing that creative process. You know, that's the thing is having another week here.
Yeah.
You gotta go around the neighborhood.
Oh yeah. I mean,
man,
already I can see
the
like
artists are coming from Egypt,
yeah.
France, Germany, Brazil. Like it's insane the international talent. The UK.
Yeah. Well, I know
probably
lots of
put-
people that come out for this week. Just
What
to
other UK artists are here that you know?
Inky?
Inky is there? Yeah.
The police.
Then, yeah. Although
I call them the Wynwood Police now. Hey, the Wynwood Police.
yeah. Dan Kitchener's here. I actually don't know.
There's 2 years.
But I know, like previous years, like my friends, they come out and they just paint wherever they can.
Yeah.
No, so that's the thing.
Yeah.
You can go find
Everyone
a spot
wants to
in the
come.
neighborhood because you may be getting paid for that one wall around the corner, but then, oh yeah, we're going to bomb the backside.
Yeah.
But that's the power of public art. It's one of the best ways to protect your wall is let them do some really good graffiti.
That's what makes Wynwood special is like that organic artists just getting together and painting for fun and so it keeps that alive.
You knew about Wynwood, Sophie, when you got here. You knew what Wynwood
Of course.
was.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course. I mean, it's wow. Its reputation is legendary.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
It is. And it's not just Wynwood walls, like we say. It's every
the
corner
Wynwood,
right now.
yeah.
And all the art fairs, all the galleries that are representing.
Yeah.
So are you actually, is your art represented in any of the galleries that we may see on the beach?
No, not on the beach, but I've got paintings in the gallery in Wynwood Rules as well. So there's the 2 galleries. So I'm in one of the exhibitions.
Wow.
So that's cool. I got a couple of paintings.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
What's on the menu for you?
I mean,
Year or 2 or 3?
yeah. So that's awesome. I mean, awesome just to be see my paintings in the company of everyone that's there. I'm like,
Yeah, I love when those kind of group shows where everyone's got such a dynamic style. It's really easy to hone in on the particular style that you might, gravitate towards. Now, I'm wondering, you worked with spray paint on the mural.
Yes.
Do you work a lot with spray paint in the studio? Do you combine the two? How do you find that transition, going from canvas to walls and back and forth, and how does that
murals is always spray paint, but in the studio, spray paint is just the best tool.
Looking at a wall with a 2-inch paintbrush and
Can you
thinking I'm going to
imagine?
paint
And
that whole thing is like,
Yeah,
No.
I'm so in admiration of people that paint big walls with brushes and rollers, because I'm just like, how? Like, I feel for me that would take me like 10 times longer than with spray
You
paint.
just gotta get really big brushes.
Yeah,
and really
that's
big
it.
rollers.
Yeah.
It's kind of therapeutic. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I like spray paint too, but a roller with an extension pole is fun.
Yeah,
That's fun.
true.
That's
It's a
a good upper
workout.
body workout.
That's a hell of a
Yeah.
workout.
It's a workout too.
Yeah.
So this is how you tackle your wall right now?
Well, I did a layer of colors with the rollers. We did, me and my assistant.
You're not
and-
using spray paint on that one, though.
We are, yeah.
Okay.
So, but I wanted to do a layer underneath because the paint does deteriorate over time, especially the spray paint. Fortunately, it's not in the sun, but I did want to have that solid layer of like really high quality exterior paint underneath so that it will last, hopefully for a very long time.
Smart. Good move.
Thanks.
Nico, how do you kind of see a lot of that transition going between the mediums, brushes, spray? Do you combine both of those in the canvas, or do you stick strictly to, or oils even?
So I used to, I was taught by graffiti writers and taught like the same sort of ideals that they had. So I really cared to become like an expert with spray paint, like being able to paint anything with any cap, anytime, any place. So I really cared to do that. And I felt like I got pretty close to that. And now I realize that I have fun with acrylic paint. I have fun with brushes and rollers. So I just do really whatever is easiest. I'm not going to stress out over a tiny little detail that I can do with a brush or a marker with a spray can, because life is short,
Yeah, you work with what works.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever I'm feeling in the moment. But I love canvas. I love working on canvas. I love working on with brushes and stuff like that. On a wall, I do like it, but it's way messier than spray paint.
That is also a thing.
You should see my clothes after. I used to not care, but now I don't want paint on anything.
You guys are so clean. Yeah, you gotta compartmentalize,
Yeah.
Professional clothes and work clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
And your name, Sophie Mess, just
Yeah.
leans into that. But your
I didn't
work,
even think about that.
and your work is far from a mess.
Yeah.
It's incredibly detailed.
But
Well,
what's funny is that my work is like neat and tight and not a mess. But as a person, I am messy. I have
organized.
I'm like, people that know
That's the
chuckle
blessing and
because
curse of being an artist.
I'm messy. Yeah, I think it is.
Are you a collector? Do you have a collection of things?
Not so much.
Me personally, I love art toys. I have way too many
Yeah.
beautiful pieces of plastic.
That'd be cool to have like a convention of art toys.
Yeah.
Everybody can bring their toys to show. Because everyone just has it in their house, Like, let's all get it together and do
Just had
like...
one in Orlando not too long ago.
Oh, really? What was it called?
Even the
Something
Notch
called-
was there.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, then I have to check.
Designer Con?
Thinking
Yeah,
art
something
toys,
like
all I
this,
can
one
think
of these
about
big,
is the
toy,
legendary Tristan Eaton right here around the corner, getting
yeah.
ready to bust open
Yeah.
with his new
Yeah.
exhibition. I mean,
He's a
that
gold-
guy
he's
pinned
gold.
the dunny.
Yes.
Like, the money, like, in that art toy world, like, Big Tris. I mean,
He
that
did
guy
really
is
good
a
with
legend.
NFTs too. Oh my gosh, he dominated.
Because he's one of,
He hit it right on.
and like you ladies as well, you guys are some of the rarest breeds to be a professional and an artist.
Yeah,
And not everyone
easy.
can even get to the level of thought to value your art on such a level, and that's kind of one of the processes of coming from the roots of the ground, the rebellious, intuitive instincts to just, and that's why you may get that commission, but you're still going to catch stickers and, you got to get it. It's human
Stickers is
nature.
Fun. Look at all the stickers we have.
Gotta
here.
keep
We're
the
gonna
culture
need stickers
alive.
from too.
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks ago, you were kind of like, you posted something on Instagram saying, okay, I don't want to be tagged no more on Instagram. How can I remove myself from
Oh no,
Instagram?"
that was on Facebook. That was
on Facebook?
People kept mentioning me in comments, and I'm like, I don't. You're invading my privacy. I don't.
Yeah, at some point.
I hate
wow.
that so much.
It's-
I know
it's
that's a
kind of
hot
the-
topic, but
Becoming so famous now.
Just mention all your
Everybody
followers.
wants a
No,
piece
no,
of
not
Nico.
me. No. I think everyone. I think
Like, do you
everyone
want me-
gets mentioned because
I
you can
see
just
what
do.
you mean,
if you want me to
at
see it, just text
followers,
me.
Yeah.
At followers, and then it's like, oh, they mentioned you in a comment.
Yeah, but actually they just mention everyone that follows
like,
them.
I'm not special. I don't want this notification.
Yeah, I know what you
Sign
mean.
me
That
up.
is irritating.
That's what it was all about. When I read it, I said, okay.
It's not me. No, not just me. I'm not that special. Everyone gets mentioned because it's just at followers, and that.
I mean, are people
that gives
still on
everyone
Facebook?
a notification.
Yeah.
A lot. There's
I'm sure.
yes.
I'm sure. I've clocked out of all that.
I'm
This
personally
whole
not.
social dilemma is just too mind-boggling,
Yeah.
But I'm more focused on the original social media, graffiti.
Yeah.
Because when you
The
think about it,
streets.
I mean, it was. That's
Oh,
how those kids
100%.
communicated.
Yeah.
You knew who was friends with who's at war,
Who's
who was in
dating who.
love, who just passed away, like all that. There was no fake news on the streets back then.
Yeah. Also,
But
no
photographs still, too, just as
graffiti for the gram. There was no gram. It was for the other writers, for the people that appreciated
Well,
it.
and still today, whether it's the Gram or the New York Times or wherever you're getting featured, I mean, it's for the respect. We're seeing these new developments right across the street, and of course, the young guns are leveling up.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of Wynwood at this point. It is the Wild West
It
of
is.
urban art. If you get a chance, make it down to Bayside before they demolish that building.
Oh, the Vitas.
The Vita's building right over by the Bayside Metro stop.
I'll take you on a tour.
20 stories
Yeah,
of
please.
The
They
whole
should
thing
keep
is just
it. They
grilled
really
out.
should keep it. That is so iconic.
Luckily, the developers were lazy and never painted over it, which they were procrastinating, and now they've already started the demolition process.
Really?
Oh, they have.
When is it going down?
Like slowly but surely now.
Oh, so it's.
But I mean, it's
all
one day,
coming
right?
to a
One
piece
day
of
that it
brick
goes
of the
down.
wall.
Oh, I don't know if they're imploding. Like, I guess I'm gonna have to
Oh,
tune into
imploding?
Instagram for that kind of stuff. I don't know.
I want to see it implode. But I
Oh, it's
also
the tigers, yeah.
Check it out.
I mean, this is beautiful street art graffiti. It's not street art. It's graffiti piece. I mean, this is really amazing.
And that kind of contrast
Historic.
of having such, epic murals right next to such epic graffiti.
yeah.
This is the time and place.
Yeah.
Little
That's it.
glimpse
This
of
is
art
the
history.
place. Yeah.
Did you do any graffiti? Like, what is your
No.
connection with graffiti?
So I didn't come from a graffiti background, but I learned from graffiti writers how
Yeah.
to use.
I mean, especially once you put your work in the streets,
Yeah.
you gotta know.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so,
Gotta learn the hard way.
so yeah. So I didn't come from that. That's not my my route to where I am. But I have a lot of respect because that's how I was taught by graffiti writers and. So that was how I learned to use spray paint, and I was part of a collective in London, so we painted murals, but it was my commission murals. But and then but then as part of that, we were painting our own stuff around London too, and then eventually I was like, I just want to do that actually.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you have a formal training in art?
No, I did a 1 year. Well, I went to uni and then quit straight away because that was my oh no, definitely want to do art.
Yeah.
But it took that wrong step to make that decision, as it were. So it wasn't a wrong step at all.
Same for me.
No.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I tried
Yeah, Nico did.
college, but
Yeah. I think that's the way for a lot of artists because I think when you think about art, well, I mean, it's different for everyone, but for me, I never was like, I'm going to grow up and be an artist because I honestly was like,
Me neither.
didn't fathom that could ever be possible. Like, it wasn't like, it seems so unattainable that never would have been like, oh, that's what I'm going to grow up and do.
Yeah.
Because it would have just been like a fairy tale, like, don't even, that's not reality. So you focus on other things and a bit more sensible, maybe I'll do this, but you're an artist from inside. So those other things that you think you're going to try, they don't work because you're meant to be an artist,
yeah,
I
it's
think.
not the
So
right
many
path.
people
Yeah.
don't even want to admit it. I'm an artist.
Exactly.
They don't. They're
It's just
scared.
it's sometimes it just seems to me like, yes, you're an artist.
Of course.
It's not a bad word to say, but so many people are just like, okay, all right. So how did you come up with that flower theme that you are so known for?
Well, it wasn't really like a conscious decision. I was living in London, but I'm from the countryside in Devon, so I think I was probably missing a bit of that connection to nature without
Trying to bring it into the city.
but not on a conscious level.
Right.
That must have just totally been
You're painting things you want to see. You want to be surrounded by.
exactly.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, I really think, looking back, I really think it was that kind of nostalgia, that connection to nature that I was probably lacking. Being a country bumpkin living in the big city, and so that's just what brought me joy at the time. I was like, these are fun, they're colourful, and missing that connection. So that's kind of how it started, and then I just found that people were just really resonating with that, and actually it was bringing them joy too. People would stop me and be like, I see this on my commute every day, and it puts a smile on my face. And I'm like, whoa, how lovely if I can bring a bit of joy and positivity to someone's commute every day. What a privilege that is. And if I can do anything in the world, then I could just give a bit more love in the world, then that's a good thing. So
You see them getting better. The more flowers and floral paintings you do you see?
Oh, do I see them getting better? Oh, definitely. I mean,
Because I know with my drawings, the same drawings I was doing 22 years ago look exactly how I'm drawing.
I'm sure they do.
Well, to me, I guess they do.
Yeah.
Nico.
I want to see them.
Nico, you can throw anything in her direction and she can paint it. Portraits, realism,
I actually
letters.
used to do portraits a lot, and then somebody sort of boxed me into being a portrait artist, and I was like, no, not a portrait artist. I can do that, but so I've been kind of straying away from that. But I do kind of want to get a bit more back into it because portraits really are really impactful, and they seem to.
Well, yeah, especially when there's meaning not only to that local business who's coming to the neighborhood,
Yeah.
barely knowing what they're signing up for, but they're doing it right. And the key is the passion, having that local with passion and talent. Oh, then there's going to be upkeep. It's going to live.
Yeah, it is.
But portraits, whatever you paint, like it's they're getting good. And I can always see your touch.
Thank you.
Oh yes, that's another thing with
There was a show we exhibited
looking
at
at
the Museum of Graffiti earlier.
not even looking at the signature. We know, we recognize
Yeah,
that this is
that's what everyone aspires to, I think, to have your work recognized
Yes.
for you without seeing the name.
So how long ago both of you ladies actually started your artistic career? I noticed your work maybe 5-6 years ago, right before pandemic, something like this.
I just moved here 4 years ago, but I've
4
been
years ago.
coming here for I met Ryan 8 years ago, probably more than that.
No, probably 11 years.
Yeah,
ago.
you're right, yeah.
That's long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're with the artist you're painting with, Halsey.
Yeah,
And,
Halsey's my assistant.
Patti
Patty,
from Mexico was over at the one studio in
Yeah.
Lodi. I remember that.
I've been coming here
that was
for
the
a
first
long
time I met
time.
you when you came into that
Yeah.
studio. Where I don't know what they were. I think Patti was doing tattoos or something.
Kazilla, y'all.
Oh, my.
Kazilla was my mentor when I first
Was she?
started coming here. I came to help her, and
Such
she
a sweetheart.
taught me everything. She's such an iconic, she's legendary here. I wish
And she has
I
one of
wish
the
more
funniest
people
names.
knew about her.
Kazilla, the vanilla gorilla.
Yes.
Big fan of alliteration.
Yeah, she was
And long names.
a big mentor for me when I first started coming down here, and then eventually I finally moved. I was living in Jacksonville for a long time, 10 years maybe. That's where I built my career, but I built it in Jacksonville mainly focusing on community organizing, art for underserved youth, art for underserved communities, bringing women together. In Jax, I was really focused on community building and organizing, and I realized that, it's really difficult to be in the nonprofit sector, especially as an independent person that doesn't have a director of development and can't focus on raising money, because it's kind of humiliating to beg for money all the time. So I was just you know what, let me just go try to build a career, and that way I can have my own money and I can do my own nonprofit stuff and I can create my own programs. And so moving
Hardest
here,
parts of being a pro artist is where's the money coming from?
Yeah.
But I love your tenacity. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna do it myself.
Yeah, I mean that's how you got to do a lot of stuff these days. You can't really rely on anybody. But I'm focused here in Miami. I'm trying giving in my all to build my career, and then I look forward to being able to do more community programs here and work with organizations like the Boys and Girls Clubs, Pace Center for Girls. There's so many great organizations here that I look forward to working with. Yeah.
There's so many people you want to help with the project, with the art, and then now you got to pick and choose, and so it's all about the networking and meeting some people, the right people. So when did you actually started your career?
I've been painting and drawing and dabbling and for forever. I guess when I made that decision, when I went to uni and left, was probably. Well, I don't know, actually. I'm trying to do the maths. I can't do it quick enough.
I don't know when I graduated high school, so don't even worry.
Yeah.
Lady doing that.
But then, so I guess maybe I was I went to uni a bit later, but then I only went for 3 weeks. So
You
maybe
just
21,
tripled down on it.
And then, but then I still was not 100% sure what direction that was going to go in. So I did do a 1-year art course actually after that. And then was just trying to push any door that allowed me to be a bit creative and and then that's when I moved to London and started working with the Artists Collective. So that was about 10 years ago. And that was great because I really loved the craft of using spray paint. So I, because we had painted anything and everything. So that was really great for learning the tools and getting that skill set and really having that as a foundation to then move on from. But then that also made me realize what I didn't want to do and what I did want to do. So then when I then did make the decision, which probably I was there too long, you have that little voice inside you for a while before you start listening to it that says, go and do your own thing. You're no, I'm safe and I'm happy here. Then eventually you listen. And then but that meant that I had that sort of artistic foundation, I guess, or skill set foundation to work from. And that also made me think, okay, no, I want to do this and I want to do my own thing and I'm going to be really protective of that. Yeah. So because when you start out, you want to, you need that money coming in. So people are like, will you do this? Will you do that? But I was so like, I don't want to just do what I was doing before and just be like, sure, I'll paint I don't know, a duck in a kid's bedroom. Like, no. Like, so I was so clear about that, which I think was good, because I think it's a bit more scary to be that harsh or like have those boundaries. But because got to this point where I was sick of painting things that wasn't my own, that meant that I was like, I want to paint my own style, and anything outside of that is a hard no. And if I'm not surviving, I'll go and bartend. I'd prefer to do that than blur those.
To the devil. Yes.
But not that. But just blur those lines between what
You lose yourself.
Exactly.
The universe responds to that too, though. When you tell the universe, like, "Yo, that's not me."
Well, yeah.
No,
I mean,
no more.
Absolutely, definitely. But you do have to trust, because it's not going to happen. Like
It's like a relationship with you and the universe. I gotta trust you. You gotta trust me.
Exactly.
Like.
And then you've got to like be patient for it to pay off. Because people around me were like, my boyfriend's like, "Why are you saying no? Like, we need that money. Like, say yes to that job." I'm like, "No." And it took a while, and then he got it.
And that's very admirable to put that boundary and stick to your guns.
But then everyone around you is like, they don't get it initially.
Yeah, it's hard.
If they're not, especially if they're not artists, they're like, "What? I don't like what?"
My mom is an accountant. She's like, "Where's the money?"
But especially when you're starting out, you don't have a big portfolio. Like now, it's easy because I have a portfolio behind me that people are like, "Oh, she doesn't do that. She does it this."
Yes.
But when you're starting out, you don't have that behind you, so it's harder to explain that and be like, "No, I don't paint ducks in bedrooms."
Right.
And they're like, "What? You paint? Like, you could paint that. You could paint that, though." I'm like, "Yeah, I could. I'm not gonna." I think I was very protective of that, and then but that made it stronger when I did get those projects that were aligned for me. That meant that that's stronger, and then the portfolio I've built up as a result of that, I feel like is like very much me. So I'm like really proud of that, and that's me. And I'm sure it will evolve and it won't always be flowers, but that's on my timeline and up to my evolution, rather than someone swooping in and like pushing me to do something I didn't want to do, if that makes sense.
Well, obviously, all the work that you put together brought you to Wynwood, brought you to Miami. We are so grateful for what you brought from you and all the other artists.
I know.
You all bring something that we love. I mean, we leave, Ryan, we leave for this week.
This is the time to shine, and it's very impressive to see, the work that you guys have catapulted too. So it's kind of hard to be like, so what's next? You're like, I'm just trying to get done with this.
Just enjoy that moment.
Never stops, and
just quite frankly, thank you so much for sharing that road with the listeners that both of you took. I mean, it's not an easy road. It's not an easy line. You don't want to paint ducks. Well, would you? This is absolutely amazing. So just thank you so much for what you bring to the art community, bring to Wynwood, bring to Miami, bring to South Florida. Because once you go back home, we got something beautiful, and people are going to be snapping, taking pictures right and left and right.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're going to tag you in those pictures. Most of the time, it don't even bother. They don't even bother.
As long as people enjoy, they're enjoying it, soaking up the art. Yeah.
So ladies, thank you so much for this podcast. I'm really happy that we have two of the best artists podcast. My buddy Ryan, thank you so much again for firing your questions.
It's an honor and a pleasure to be here.
Also, thank you, Ryan, for everything you've contributed to this community here. It would not be what it is without you. Ryan is a legend, and we love and respect him so much.
Well, I love to bring my voice to the conversation, and you couldn't stop me if you tried. It's a juggernaut I couldn't get off of if I wanted to, but that's the beauty, is like what's happening here, the synergy. It's like it's I don't know, it's a time and a place. Like, to watch art history in action is the reason we're all kind of doing this. It's never been done like this in another city, in another time in humanity, and to be a part of it, I'd be missing out if I didn't try my damnedest. So you guys keep pushing it to the limit, And
We are a part of history.
Yeah, well, this is the name of the podcast.
it just so happens it's in
Right
Dutch.
narrative.
Sometimes
So
it's
you've
hard to
been
see the
writing
forest through the trees.
Wynwood narrative once again. Thank you. This is another chapter. So thank you once again, Ryan. Thank
Pascal,
you, Nico,
pleasure.
thank you.
Until the next
Thank
one.
you.
Pushing and pushing. And getting higher and higher and higher.
Thank you
And
for having
Sophie,
me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Privilege.
Here, finally. So I know you maybe have something coming up with the pipeline with myself with Maxence.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
We'll see.
Maxence.
So we're with Maxence, yes.
Serious is it?
Yes,
Maxence.
Maxence, yes.
You have a call coming from Maxence.
Maxence, yeah, she worked with Maxence.
Yeah, all the time.
So,
On a project, but I wasn't actually here painting it. So.
yeah, who knows? I mean, now you know your way to my...
Oh, you
I'm
won't keep me
you're
away
gonna-
now.
I'm sure now,
This sunshine?
that you're
Now you have
part of
friends
Wynwood
here.
Yeah.
Whole family.
I'll be back.
You're gonna be welcome back every
Yes.
year, every year, every
yeah.
year. So once you guys are here in Wynwood Walls,
Even if not painting, I just want to come back every year and hang out and see
it's
everything.
so much better.
Get inspired, see everything that's going up.
actually
It's just so, yeah.
Some artists are like, you know what? I'm coming to Miami, but I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's.
I'm just here for the VIP party.
But but just to soak it up and like to be a part of that, the energy of so much creation all at one time
Too much.
is
Overwhelming, all at the same time.
well, it is overwhelming, but it's inspiring.
Yes.
Yeah.
it is very inspiring. So thank you guys so much again.
Thank you.
This is it for the podcast today. So thank you so much everyone for watching
Got
out.
those
Hope you
cameras.
had a good time. I certainly had a great time. I mean, these two ladies are absolutely incredible. What they bring is mind-boggling. I am so grateful. Thank you so much again for watching. Thank you for Peter Tony, the experience here in Wynwood Walls to open your house. This is an incredible location. So we'll see you tomorrow again in the podcast. And I promise you 2 other incredible guests. And my friend Ryan will be again with me tomorrow. We're going to be chatting about art. I'm not going to tell you who's on the podcast tomorrow, but we got some good stories again. Good stuff lining up the whole week.
Sweet.
Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you. And don't forget to follow us on social media.
Right. And you
Click that like
shameless
button
acts
on
of
the video.
self-promotion.
Follow us.
Nico swap
We need
wishes.
that. Also, we'll see you all shortly on the podcast. Thank you so much again. Have a great day.